Hello, YouTube. This is Mr. Bakari, and today we're going to look at exponential models, and that is compound interest and continuous compounding formulas. Okay, so let's take a look at these formulas and break them down. So, starting on the left, we've got continuous compounding, and this is a little different. Instead of interest being added on a schedule like monthly or quarterly, it's being compounded constantly. So you can think of this as the compounding happening every instant in time. Since the balance is always being updated, this leads to the fastest possible growth for a given interest rate. Now, in the model here on the left, we've got A, which is the final amount of money you have. And then on the right, we have P, which is the principal, the initial amount that's put in to the account. Okay, times our base, E, raised to RT. And R is a rate, which is typically a percent that's given to you. And T is time, which is typically years, but could be different. All right. So that's compound continuously. Now on the right, we have compound interest. And this means interest is added on a fixed schedule. So in other words, the money earns interest at regular intervals, such as yearly, quarterly, monthly, and so forth. Okay. So A, P, R, and T remain the same as far as meaning. And then you've got N here. And so N is the number of times the interest is compounded per year. So that's that schedule that I was talking about. All right. So these are the two formulas we're going to work with. And I will have them up here on the right for you as we work through these problems. We're going to work through 3 problems today. So let's start with the first one. Now, if the problem says the word continuous or continuously, that's your clue to use the continuous compounding formula. There's really no other way that they'll describe it. So if you see the word continuous or continuously, then you know you're going to use that formula. All right, so the first one says if I invest $2,500 with 4.2% interest compounded continuously, what would be my balance after 7 years? What if it is compounded weekly? Okay, so we have 2 different scenarios here. We have compounded continuously. Okay, we'll do that on the left. And then we'll come over here on the right and we will do compounded weekly afterwards. Okay. So compounded continuously tells us that we are going to use the compound continuous formula, which is A equals P times E raised to the RT. All right. Now, 2,500 is your initial investment, so we're going to plug that into P times E, and then our rate is 4.2%, okay? So before we calculate that, we need to change the percent to a decimal, and we will do that by moving the decimal over 2 places to the left, which will give us 0.042, okay? And then it's asking what would be my balance after 7 years. So 7 is our time in years. So we'll plug that in for T. So what we're looking for is our A value, which is the final amount of money. Okay? So let's go ahead and calculate that. I'm using a TI Inspire here, and we are going to round our answers to the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to put in 2,500 multiplied by E raised to the rate, which is 0.042, and then we will multiply that by time, which is 7, okay? So you always want to check in your calculator to make sure you've got what you've written on your paper. Everything looks good. And I've got $3,354.46. Okay? All right. Now let's look at the second one here. So it's the same information, except now we're going to look at it being compounded weekly. Okay. So we're going to take 2,500 And this time we're using the compound interest formula, so we're going to multiply that by 1 plus our rate, which is 0.042, divided by n, which is the number of times it is compounded. Well, if we're compounded weekly, there's 52 weeks in a year, so that's going to be 52. And then we raise that to the nt. So n is 52, and we're looking at 7 years. Okay, so again, we are looking for the amount of money we will have at the end of 7 years. Okay, so it is in calculator ready form, just like the first one. So I'm going to plug this into my calculator. All right, so I'm going to put in 2,500 times 1 plus, and then I'm going to put 0.042 on top over 52, and that gets raised to 52 times 7. All right, check over everything looks good. We typed it in correctly, and we've got 3,354.06, so 6 cents. So as you can see here, they're almost identical. So what this tells us is the investment has a lot to do with the interest rate, the amount you're putting down, and then as we compound more frequently, we're approaching that compounded continuous. Okay, so that's why these are very close. Now, there's a few factors that could change this, which would be an initial amount being much higher. And say instead of 2,500, 25 million. Well, then you will see that compounded continuously will eventually make you more money. Okay, so some things to look at that will make a difference as you work through these types of problems. All right, so let's look at the next one. It says determine the time necessary for 1,000 to triple if it is invested at an interest rate of 10.5% compounded A annually and B monthly. So we have a two-part question here again. So we are compounded annually and monthly. So both of these are going to use a compound interest formula, okay? So we're going to be using A equals P 1 plus rate over number of times compounded raised to the nt for both, okay? So here we go. Determine the time necessary for 1,000 to triple. So 1,000 is our principal here. And if it triples, that would give us 3,000. Okay, so that would be our A value. Times 1 plus our rate, which is 10.5%. So I'm going to move the decimal over to the left. 0.105. And then annually means once a year. Okay? So we'll raise that to NT, which is just a 1 times T. Okay? Now, what we're doing here is we're solving for T, which is in the exponent. So if we're solving for an exponent, we're going to want to write this as a log. Okay? So before we do that, we're going to isolate our base here. So I'm going to divide both sides by 1,000. So that's going to give me 3,000 divided by 1,000, which is 3 equals, and then I'm just going to write my base down again. Since my denominator is 1 here, 0.105 over 1, I'm just going to add that to 1. So that's 1.105. And then raise that to 1t, which would just be t. Okay? Now I can write this as a log, which is going to be log base 1.105, okay, of 3 equals t. So just to recall, when we write an exponential in logarithmic form, we swap the exponent and the argument there, okay? And we keep the base the same. So now we've got our log. T is isolated. It's in calculator ready form. So let's find the time it takes. Okay, so pull up our calculator here. And I will put in log base 1.105 raised of 3. So log base 1.105 of 3 equals the exponent, which is t. And that is 11.003. So we will just call that 11. So that's 11 years to triple our money. All right. So now we can look at the one here on the right, which is monthly. So it's the same problem, same information, but we are going to look at monthly. So we've got 3,000 because we're looking to triple our money. Our initial amount is 1,000. 1 plus our rate, which is 0.105 as a decimal. And if we are compounded monthly, there's 12 months in a year. So we got a 12 raised to the nt, which is 12t. And again, we are solving for t in the exponent. So we need to write this as a log. Okay? So in order to do that, again, I've got to divide the 1,000. So that's going to give me 3 equals 1 plus 0.105 over 12 raised to the 12t. And now I will write this as a log. Log base 1 plus 0.105 over 12 of 3 equals 12t. Now I need to isolate that t, so I'm going to divide both sides by 12. Okay? 12 cancels here, and I have t equals my log divided by 12. All right, so that's ready to be inputted into the calculator. And I'm going to put that base in just like that. So you don't want to round within your calculations and then end up rounding again at the end. So I would input it into the calculator just like that. So that's what we're going to do. So let me clear this out. And let's put this in. So we've got a log base, I'll open parentheses, 1 plus 0.105 over 12 of 3, all divided by 12. Now, as you can see in my calculator, it is written exactly like we have it written on our Smart document here. So everything looks good. Enter. And we've got 10.51 years rounded to the hundreds place. Okay. So a little shorter time to triple our money if we compound monthly, which makes sense because we are compounding more frequently. And there's our answers. Okay, so let's look at our last example. And this says an investment grows from 5,000 to 8,200 in 6 years with continuous compounding. Find the annual interest rate. So there's the word continuous again. Okay, so we are going to use compound continuously. And we've got an initial investment of 5,000 and it grows to 8,200, 8,200. We are using our formula over here on the left. So we're going to multiply 5,000 by e raised to the RT. Okay, and we're looking for the rate. So we don't know R, but time is 6 years. So I'm going to put in 6, okay? And we're ready to solve this. So we are solving for our exponent R, right? So when our variable is in the exponent on problems like this, we're going to need to write a log, okay? We're not going to be able to use common base on most of these application problems, especially when you've got E, base E. So I'm going to divide off 8,200 over 5,000. Okay. Equals E raised to the R times 6. All right, now I can write this as a log. Okay, so base E is going to be natural log of 8,200 over 5,000. Just to make it a little simpler, I'm just going to write 82 over 50. We could have written 41 over 25. It's fine. Okay, equals R times 6. All right. And then lastly, to get R by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 6, and that will isolate R. And now it is in calculator ready form. This will give us our interest rate in order to grow 5,000 to 8,200 in 6 years. All right, so let's pull up our calculator here. And we've got, let's see, natural log of 82 over 50 divided by 6. All right. And we've got 0.0824. Now, I carried a few places more this time because this is a rate. So we want to write this as a percent. So we're going to have to move that decimal over 2 spaces there. And we have 8.24%. And that is our interest rate. Okay? So I hope this helps you out in these financial type problems using compound continuously and compound interest formulas, and I will see you in the next video.